Friday at 5. Let's jump right into our companies because I know I want to get right to them. We're going to talk about Adobe, which is symbol is ADBE, then the software application industry. Not much short on the float here, 1.7%, 86% institutional owned. This PE ratio is good compared to what it used to be. It is 24.1 compared to the industry at 85.5. Price of sales 7.3 versus 6.7. Price of book that expensive 14, double the industry at 7. Price of cash flow does look good though, 17.2 versus 32. And the PEG ratio does look good, 1.4 versus not material for the industry. Now their earnings did climb by 36% over the last year, well above the industry, up 7.8%. Sales for Adobe up 7.9%, not quite as good as the industry growth at 9.1%. They do get a 5-year earnings per share growth estimate from the analysts of 12.9%, while the industry gets a negative 0.8%. Unfortunately, they do not pay a dividend. Look at the balance sheet. They got a current ratio of 1.2 versus 2.1, so a little bit not quite as good as the industry. Debt equity 0.5, same as the industry. Net profit margin 30.6 versus 10.6. That's a pretty good profit margin. I like seeing that 31%. That's means they make 31 cents on every dollar they bring in. Return on equity also good, 51.6 versus 15.6. And free cash flow, wow, 9.1 billion versus 2.9 billion for the industry. What do you got, Chase?
Yeah, so current price here for Adobe, again, their ticker symbol ADBE was $376.92. 52-week range, the low here, $332.01, and the high, $587.75. Over the last year, the stock's down actually about 28%. Even the last 5 years, wow, the stock's down 14%. Over the last 10 years, though, up 356%. So, over that 10-year period, the first 5 years were great. The last 5 years have not been so great. But looking at the valuations, I'm going to say a little bit surprised by this. Valuations are okay. I go out to November 2026. The estimated earnings per share of $23.16 gives us a target sell price of $384.46. So, forward PE, I'm going to say is around 16-ish, which wouldn't constitute a buy. And I say the valuations look okay because I think for years it was like 30, 40 times earnings. So you're finally getting this company almost on a discount. But talking about ChatGPT, that worries me for this company.
ChatGPT, why does that worry you for this company?
My sister-in-law, she works in marketing.
Right.
And what she does is she actually types in like on ChatGPT, create me a marketing flyer for this event. And ChatGPT will create the flyer. A lot of people use Photoshop on Adobe or, their different kind of software tools to create stuff like that. So it could be a problem for them long term that these other players are able to kind of, again, step in and steal market share from these Adobe creators that utilize the PDF function.
And just talk about Visa, MasterCard having a one-type brand for the item or for the revenue. Is that the same thing with Adobe? Is that all they primarily do?
I think Adobe has other stuff. I mean, I think they have like Adobe Sign, so they kind of fight against DocuSign a little bit. I think they also have, we use Adobe in the office here.
Shoot, end of the show. End of the first half. Gosh, goes by too quick. All right, stay tuned when we come back with our financial planner, Harrison, coming up, talking about the widow's penalty and those 4 companies.